Well, I got that all prepped up and ready to go. Wow, I'm really bright. There we go. So I got it all prepped up, ready to go. The walk-in cooler right there, as you can tell, right there. It's ready to rock and roll right now. So now all I'm going to do now is load up my truck with some stuff, and then I'm just going to tend to the fire at the Sugar Shack and get that done. So let's keep rocking and rolling. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take a break. I'm going to go eat lunch, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I brought, let me show you. I got roughly, it's going to cook down to almost about 1.5 quarts of syrup once it's all done. Brought it over. I got an induction stovetop for this pan, and I want to cook it outside, because if I cook it inside, I found out the first year that I did this, if you cook it inside, your house is going to be an absolute mess. It's going to be really sticky. Your windows are going to get really fogged up from the humidity. And now I will take it in when it's getting really, really close to finalize the cook down. But right now, there's still more water that needs to be cooked out of it. So I'm just cooking it outside to cook it down even more. So once it gets close, I'll bring it inside and put it on the stovetop, cook it down the rest of the way, and then we'll jar it up and be done. So it's a long process. You got to have time to do this, but it is well worth it. Well worth it. We bought a waffle maker just for this. Well, not exactly, but we've been wanting a waffle maker for a long time, so we just went to Walmart and just bought one. And oh my gosh, homemade syrup on homemade waffles, it's hard to beat. So we're gonna let this cook down. It's gonna be a little while, so I'll check back with you here pretty soon. Okay, now we're down to what they call the final cook down on the maple syrup, or the sap into syrup. So I got it cooked all the way down to half a pot, and I'll show you here in a second. And the magic number you want to look for is 217 degrees. Once you hit that 217, that means the sugar is at its maximum as far as turning it into syrup. So me personally, this is just me. I like to go to like 221, 222. That is just me. I know, just because I've done this for a few years and a few batches, that it works really good for me, and it makes my syrup a little bit thicker than the really, really, really runny stuff that's almost like water. So, and it's a little bit darker too. So right now I'm just cooking it down, and I am currently at 215 degrees. So I've only got 6 degrees to go before I shut it down. And it takes a while to build up to that, but once it hits that 217 mark, then it starts climbing fairly quickly, and you got to keep an eye on it, because it's going to start bubbling up. Like if you're trying to make sugar, like literally sugar, it'll start just bubbling. That's all it's going to do. It's going to bubble up, and it can actually bubble out of your pan, and it'll just turn into sugar. And we're trying to avoid that. So I know that at least where I'm at with I don't know if it's the elevation or what, but 221 to 222 is perfect for me. and I get excellent syrup out of it. So I'm gonna give you a shot and see what it looks like right now on my setup. Excuse the somewhat of a mess, not really, we just got done with dinner, but yeah, it's not bad. So I'll just show you what we got going on. Okay, so right now, it's my candy thermometer, somewhat of one. It's sitting at almost 216 degrees right now. And so I gotta wait for that, obviously. And you see the bubbling now, but then it's just going to all of a sudden to start bubbling up like uncontrollably, and that's all you're gonna see. There'll be no steam, there'll just be all bubbles, and that's when you just, for me anyways, where I'm at, I just shut it off right away and it's perfect. So that's just the way I do it. But each their own, you know, you just figure it out. You know, that's how I did it. I just did trial and error on it. And so, because I thought, you know, 217 was the cutoff, you know, you need to shut it off. And when I did that, yeah, it looked like watered down tea, and I was not happy with it. Had decent flavor to it, so what I did is I did a test run and practiced with it, and I cooked it down to like 221, 222. And for me, where I live in Southern Illinois, it is perfect for me at 221. So maybe it does have something to do with the elevation. I don't know. I'm not a science guy. I'm just a homestead guy. So no, I'm not going to do the research on it. I just know that it works for me. So just test it out. Just try it. You know, it might be less. It may not be 217 for you. It may be, you know, 215. I don't know. So just try it out. If you got a maple tree in your yard, tap them. Tap one now. You know, you could probably get enough for a pint size or a quart size. You never know. So, I mean, I got probably one more good run left for this year. Then I'm going to switch it over and go to Sycamore. I'm going to try Sycamore syrup and see how it is. I heard it's really good. So I've got some Sycamore trees down there, and it takes a little bit more. It's like a 50-to-1 ratio. It takes 50 gallons of Sycamore sap to equal 1 gallon of syrup. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try it. Just try it one time this year and see how it tastes. I've heard the reviews that it's actually pretty good. So I don't know how it's going to be any better than my maple syrup, because it tastes like a butter caramel. I guess that's what you could say, butter caramel flavor, if you could picture both of those together in one, but it's in syrup. So that's what mine tastes like to me. So just give it a shot. If you got maple trees in your yard, you know, just put some taps in. It doesn't take very much, and you've seen the videos. And if you guys are interested, you know, I do have videos here to show you how to tap a maple tree, and it's not very expensive whatsoever. I bought a package of 10 taps for less than $20. So you can do it, and you can get your money back very quickly on it if you plan on selling it. So it's very cheap, very effective. Just the thing is, you have to have a heat source for it. So if you're going to be cooking it on a stovetop, just make sure that you do it outside, because if not, your whole entire house is going to be sticky. So right now I am inside the house, but I'm doing final cook down, and I have a fan going. So that is going to help disperse the humidity, so it's not bad. As you can tell, I got the fan in the background. So if you have any questions or comments, I'm not going to say I'm a professional at it by any means, because I am not. I do a 2-filter process. I use cheesecloth on the first one, where I scoop it out of the big boiling pan into a cheesecloth to filter it. Then the second filtering is whenever I do my finished one into jars, I also filter it. So you're still going to have that sugar sand in it, but I'm not going to pay the money to get reverse osmosis system where it removes all that. It's just too expensive for me. I'm just doing it for us, so I'm not doing it for retail. So just stay tuned. If you guys really like this video, make sure you put a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I just want to tell y'all God bless. And I'm going to show you some final pictures some updates here before we leave. So hang in there. There we go, right there. All right, we finally got our temperature up to 221. So I shut it off and now we're ready to filter it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the jars. I got the jars in the oven right now to sterilize them. I already washed them. Now I just put them in the oven to heat them up. So whenever I pour in the finished product, that it's not gonna crack and the jars aren't going to just ooze out everywhere. So I'm gonna get those out and start filling them up. So let's do this. All right, let's get our big jar out. You probably can't see, it's not very good lighting. It's kind of dark right here. All right, got our first one out. Let's go ahead and keep that oven closed. Now, I'm just going to fill this up. Now I just got I got everything all set up here to where it's a little bit taller. The filtration system is on it. Got my little funnel here. I'm gonna put that on right there. So it's a pretty good process on it. So slide my pan over. This batch is not as big as I thought it was going to be, but we did have a lot of snow and it melted. So let's put that in there and see what we got. There's one of many. So I just got one quart-sized jar. Then I have a little bit left over, so just a little bit, not even enough to put into another jar. It won't be worth it. So I'm gonna put it in a small jar for my coffee. Thumbs up. Any extras you have, use it for your coffee. It's absolutely amazing. So that's just a little kudos and just telling you how hard you worked and you're able to taste it every single day, just knowing that you did that yourself. It went from looking like water all the way down to dark gold goodness. I can't touch the jar. It's like super hot right now. Let me show you how dark it looks. That thing is super dark. I've been having a lot of, I don't know what the deal is this year. I've been having a lot of dark syrup this year. I don't know why, but I started out with a kind of a light colored syrup, then it went darker like this. It looks like really dark tea. That's what it looks like, and it's absolutely amazing. It tastes so good. So I don't know what's going on. So there you have it, folks. Another wonderful day on the homestead. I hope you learned something here, and just remember, if you have a maple tree, it doesn't matter what kind of maple tree you have. You can still tap that thing and you can literally make syrup out of it regardless. Now, the sugar maples are going to have the higher sugar content, but it does not matter. You know, just get your taps in the trees and just collect it and cook it down. So I want to thank y'all for showing up. Make sure you put a thumbs up, share, subscribe. I want to thank you for all the new subscribers that have been showing up to the channel. I really appreciate it. The wife really appreciates it. And George, G2, Miss Piggy, and Freezer Camp really enjoy it too. So I want to thank y'all. God bless. And until next time, I'll see you later.